Welcome back live. What a big night it is for Tomas Berdych of the Czech Republic. He's had big nights in Davis Cup. He's been in a final of Wimbledon before. And he's up against Stan Wawrinka. Look at the faces. There is so much expectation. It's a semi-final. It's not against one of the top players who've been dominating this generation of this magnificent sport. It is Wawrinka against Tomas Berdych. It's a huge opportunity for both of them. Chris Bradnam in the commentary box. I'll be soon joined by Mats Wilander. He's on his way here from the studio and the set of games set and Mats. 3 times former champion is looking forward to this one, I know. In a way, it's the story. We know so much about Federer and Nadal in their head-to-heads. Of course, it's a resurgent. Roger Federer at the start of this year. Nadal is hurting, there's no doubt, but that is mouth-watering tomorrow night. But this is just the same, really. And who will handle it better? Of course, Wawrinka is looking to make it through to a major final for the very first time in his career. He's coming good, though. It's his second semi-final of a major in a row, of course, making the last 4 at the US Open last year. The last few nervous moments. We're inviting and welcoming back British Eurosport viewers. What an opportunity for both men. For the right to play Nadal or Federer. But they haven't got to beat Djokovic. Wawrinka took care of that. Parents of Berdych courtside. Of course, his girlfriend too. Martin and Hannah are the parents. Esther Satarova, fashion model, there too. They know each other backwards. They've played 13 times. Wawrinka 8-5. He's won the last 3. It's 1-1 in the majors. Let's wish the pair of them a good match. Wawrinka to serve. He won the toss by Eric, one of the hot shots, and confidently chose to serve. Top rows of the arena virtually full. Corporates, come on, put the wine glass down, get courtside. Mats has made it to the commentary box. Bound to be a little nervous early on, Mats, in this huge opportunity for both of them. Oh, definitely. I mean, this is a dream draw for both of them to get to a Grand Slam final.
14-15.
Easy to forget that Wawrinka's had a retirement win and a walkover. And that's good news for him, bearing in mind the epic against Djokovic. Superstar, cramping at the end of that match, and not easy to get ready when you're not able to practice that much since, evidently.
Yeah, but apparently, I was talking to Justin Gimelstob, who's a former American player, works for the Tennis Channel, and he said that it was not cramp, apparently. Ah. That's what at least that's what Stan told him, but he did feel something in his thigh. So, but I think that would help that he hasn't played as much tennis as Berdych. And of course the confidence is high after the Djokovic match. You feel like he's played a big match, whereas Berdych-Ferrer was obviously a big match for the two of them, but maybe not in everybody else's eyes. So Wawrinka is more ready for this being a big match, because obviously both of them feeling that it is a huge match, maybe the biggest in their career. course, Berdych made it to the Wimbledon final, so that would have been the biggest, obviously.
There's been a lot of press about the amazing words of the Irish poet Samuel Beckett that are tattooed on Wawrinka's arm. Far from winning the sorry, no. Let me start that again. Says he's far from winning the tournament, Wawrinka, but the words are ever tried, ever failed, no matter, try again, fail better.
Very good.
12 words, speaks volumes. Magnus Norman has been instrumental in Wawrinka's improvement too.
Oh, he definitely has helped him a lot to be more, I think, serious about his tennis, have a clearer goal with his tennis, be fitter, and you have it in you. You are good enough to win a Grand Slam. That's what he would have told him.
Shaking out those shoulders still. Settling in.
Yeah, Tomas Berdych's body language, he's often sort of trying to settle in matches, and he moves around.
Great use of that height. 6'5", 1m96. Makes the net look insignificant.
Yeah, one of the higher ball tosses on the men's tour. In fact, I think he might have the highest. Ivan Lendl was pretty high.
Yeah, not a lot of wind out there tonight.
But it's hot, and it's going to play quick. Tennis balls are going to fly through the air.
Super.
Now, Wawrinka definitely has a wider repertoire of shots, and he's going to want to come forwards a little bit, because going toe-to-toe with Berdych from the baseline is not easy for 5 sets. It seems like we're seeing the guys come into the net a little bit more in this tournament than in the past.
I agree. It's good to see too, isn't it? Is that because it is so quick?
Well, we're not really sure if the courts are quicker this year, because Nadal thinks they are quicker than 2 years ago. And some other players have said there is no difference. The tennis balls, to me, feel quicker. And you can hit bigger shots, more spin. But I think it's also the evolution of the sport. They're hitting such big shots these days that there's a lot of defending going on. And if you can come into the net, that's a much easier shot. It's going to be up to Wawrinka to create, and up to him to keep his imagination going, because Tomas Berdych is just solid.
40 love to deuce. It's a little sloppy.
That high forehand volley could prove to be costly for Wawrinka. You should really never miss a slice backhand when you play a big match like this. Very rarely do the best players miss one.
He's very popular, Wawrinka.
Yeah, he's most probably quite heavy crowd favorite in this match.
Wow. Looked to certain volley on at least 3 of the points in that game, Wawrinka, as he takes a 2-1 lead back to the first sit down. So plenty more coming in to fill up the vacant spaces.
Please move along quickly, thank you.
Drives you nuts, doesn't it? I said at the start, put your wine glasses down and get in. Berdych 1-2 first set. On the line.
Maybe. Yeah, it's going to let it go.
Aussie in the chair, John Blom. He said to Stan at the coin toss, I've got your white towels, I've got your water, room temperature. Big thank you from Wawrinka. Demanding tennis players, aren't they?
That would be what Tomas Berdych is looking for, is to hit through the court, and because Wawrinka has quite extreme grips on both sides, and the play in there would be try and hit flat and low, and then he's going to try and spin it back, and hopefully he gets a miss hit.
Oh. Not the cleanest, but it helped the angle.
A very dangerous place to come into the net. Either you got to go down the middle of the court, or you got to go to the side, and that was sort of in between the middle and the side, and not good enough by Berdych.
Good view to see what Wawrinka's up against.
Yeah, I really like that angle, or different angles. That's a huge serve, 207 kilometers out wide.
Just kept my eye on Wawrinka a little in that game, and he looks like he's reacting to the serve. He's not moving a fraction early, They've played a lot against each other. See how that develops. Got 207 Ks.
Yeah, if he keeps that speed up, you're going to have to start anticipating and guessing a little bit if you're Wawrinka.
Brilliant. How many points did he play like that against Djokovic the other night?
Yeah, I think that's the big difference here in this matchup, is that Stan can keep the ball in play with a slice backhand like he did, but then he explodes suddenly. He's got such a strong and quick arm. The racket head speed is amazing.
I mean, the word strong always comes to mind watching him play, doesn't it?
Yeah, he's strong upper body, strong legs. He's moving better now than I think he's done in the past.
Not by much.
40.
I like the play. Excellent returns, Tomas Berdych, especially off of second serves. Strong, tall.
No mistake this time at 40 love for Wawrinka. 3-2 he leads in this opening set. Two-three. Berdych, first set. Again, didn't go, just reacting.
Wow. And those, anything below 200 kilometers for Tomas Berdych, when he put a little slice on the serve, are pretty safe serves. If he feels like this is a go-to serve, then this will be tough for Wawrinka. It's the flat one that is inconsistent.
Yeah, and generally that inconsistency means he hits the serve into the net. He doesn't miss long or wide that much on that one, does he?
No, very true. One of the few times that Wawrinka came over the forehand return, he hits quite a lot of chip returns off of both sides.
Yeah. Talk of the devil. And I suppose if you've got a guy as big as Berdych who hardly ever serves and volleys, why not try and react, just get your racket on it and you can get in the point.
Yeah, definitely. I think the danger is that you set up a sort of an easy pattern for Berdych if you just chip him back. Even if he doesn't serve and volley, he knows it's coming. He can then start building the point and planning ahead. But if Wawrinka steps into it sometimes. Oh. Wow.
He certainly read that, didn't he?
15.
Now that would have been a good serve to serve and volley with behind for Wawrinka. Little kick serve, kick it up high. If you can get Berdych to take his left hand off the racket in the backhand side.
It's interesting. Slow it down, but let's have another look at that forehand return. Good switch up and wasn't going to serve and volley behind it.
Doesn't have to be hard, does it? I mean, he really does to the tennis ball what we could possibly do to the ping pong ball. Such easy power, Wawrinka.
Yeah. Wonder how many times he looks at his tattoo for reassurance. There it is, that left arm.
Let's. Wawrinka.
On serve after 22 minutes, Wawrinka. 4-3 first set.
Brand of clothing these days.
Ah,
But that obviously helps him a lot.
of course. So new balls in play. They'll be fiery. Berdych 3-4 first set.
Lovely.
I think the danger for Tomas Berdych in a match like this against somebody where there's obviously pressure, he puts pressure on himself. This is a good draw for him. You would think on paper. Of course, playing Wawrinka, who beat Djokovic, is never really a good draw. But his body language again, because Wawrinka's racket sort of speaks with body language. He hits so many different shots. Berdych is so solid with his racket that I think emotionally he needs to be in Wawrinka's face just a little bit, fire the crowd up just with that.
Like a come on there, for example.
15-30.
You got to scare your opponent not only with your shots and tactics, but also sort of let him know that, listen, it's my first semis, but I'm comfortable and I'm not walking off this court unless I win. Fake it.
Well, it's Wawrinka taking your lead, engaging the crowd.
15-14.
And you can sort of tell that if Wawrinka does that as well as play tennis the way he plays tennis, he can beat anyone at any time. Because it's always been about his mindset, not about his shot-making skills, that's for sure.
First break points of the match. Oh, he's missed it. He got height on the lob. That's a nervy overhead from Berdych. The shoulders are still twitching. Magnus Norman, his man, will serve for the first set. Norman knows all about playing in semi-final here, Australian Open. Semi-finalist 14 years ago, lost to Kafelnikov.
And I believe Kafelnikov beat Thomas Enquist in the finals.
The year before, 1999, yep.
And I have to ask, who won it then in 2000?
Agassi.
Agassi beat Kafelnikov. Agassi won here 4 times.
Yeah.
Federer has won 4 times. Djokovic has won 4 times.
Wilander 3.
Nah, just once here.
Just wide.
13.
Was at Kooyong Tennis Club for dinner the other night. Saw the note, the board, the honours board. 1988, Mats Wilander, the last year at Kooyong. 80.
No, 1988 was the first year at Melbourne Park.
Oh, because 2 in the same year, wasn't it? Or not? No. Ooh, just pulled up a little on that.
Yes, and 1988 was the first year Australian Open was played at Melbourne Park. Before then, it was played at Kooyong, of course. And 87 was the last year it was played at Kooyong. 86 there wasn't an Australian Open, because in 85 it was played in December, and then they moved it in 87 to January, so they scrapped the year. Of course, I'll get back to the next history question.
Yeah, knows he had a big chance to set up 2 set points there, Wawrinka. He picked it right, though, Berdych. Give him credit for that.
Oh, that's excellent defense by Berdych.
Meaty. That's his fastest serve of the match so far. 216 Ks, 134 miles per hour. And it sets up set point. That matches Berdych's fastest serve in the match so far. First strike, Wawrinka takes the opening set, 6-3 in 31 minutes.
Love 15.
First point, second set, Wawrinka behind Berdych, and then the put away. He settled quicker. He looks better right now.
Yeah, Berdych has to somehow feel like he belongs here in on this court at this stage of the match. You have to remember that his match against David Fer was the first match he has ever won playing on the Rod Laver Arena. And he's played here 11 years. Obviously, the reason for that would be that Tomas Berdych most probably doesn't have a big enough name to play on this court unless he's playing somebody. Well, he does maybe now, but unless he plays Federer, and he's played Federer here a couple of times. He's played some big matches here.
14-15.
But he's always been the underdog, and today it's slightly different. He's actually seated lower than Wawrinka. So in his mind, he should think like he's the one to beat.
Yeah, Wawrinka's got his highest seeding ever at a major, isn't he? 8. If that's the mark, I'm not going to challenge. So Berdych gets his nose in front, second set. Yeah, first serve percentage in the match, 73%. He's won 3/4 behind that first serve, but he's well under half behind the second serve. Is that a key area for the Czech? Get more first, well, make sure the first serve goes in, or?
Yeah, well, we know that when his first serve goes in, it's huge. It comes from very high up. It has quite a lot of side spin on it when he hits that serve. His second serve is quite predictable. It doesn't really have that kick in it. It's always sort of flat with a little slice on it. Sometimes it tends to double fault on big points because it doesn't have the kick and it's not as secure. It's amazing how out of the shadows. That's exactly it, and that's what he must hope he didn't read that.
Semi-finals at least of all of the 4 majors now for Berdych. Huge hitting.
Yeah, nice adjustment though by Berdych there. Try to be a little more aggressive.
Losing the first set, can that sometimes free a player up?
Yeah, just getting rid of that first half an hour. It's amazing how many matches I've played 3 out of 5 sets where you're so tense during the first set, and then you think it's so important to win it, and then you lose it and you realize that it wasn't important at all. So yeah, I think there's definitely some jitters there for both players, most probably more for Berdych.
Maybe you should have a read of Stan's left arm. Failed to win the first set, so second set, fail again, but fail better. So easy to say, isn't it? That's long.
30.
Because he has more variation, Wawrinka, he's most probably going to be the player that's going to be more up and down throughout the match.
Well, there's so much talk always about Wawrinka's backhand, but the forehand is so damaging too.
Yeah, it's when we always say he's got great backhand. There's very, very rarely been a player at this level that has a better backhand than a forehand. And his forehand is better than his backhand. The end result is better, more consistent.
Dropped in the field. Must have been an Englishman.
Jinxed by the commentators. Stan, sorry about that.
Everyone has trouble with that, doesn't it? The block chip return that's around the service line but low.
Wow.
On that shot, Matt, should players use heavy topspin, play it, but stay back more, or do you think they should be aggressive and look to do a lot more with it? And that's when mostly the errors come. Yeah,
well, I think that's it. In the past, we didn't see those errors because when it was low, we didn't really try and do anything with it except put it in play deep and follow it in. Yeah. Today, they're trying to do a little bit more with it, sometimes follow it in. So they hit it harder, and they don't always get enough topspin to bring the ball back down.
Well, he stuttered a little bit at times on his service gains, Wawrinka, but he's coming through them.
I can remember that most times I played at the French Open, it was very easy to get fired up, even though no one ever saw that I was fired up. I was on the inside, and then I come to Wimbledon, and it was very difficult for me to get fired up. So it can depend on opponents, it can depend on the occasion, it can also depend on the court and the place. And I was definitely intimidated by walking onto Wimbledon's center court. That I have to say, having watched Björn Borg win 5 of them, and it's every person in Sweden watches it, and you grow up with that as a kid, and then you suddenly walk on there, and it's like, do I really belong here? Yeah. That's what Tomas Berdych might be fighting a little bit.
Yeah, that's interesting. And Lendl, of course, the last to really excel in singles and majors and so on. And every time you see stats, Lendl's name is there with Berdych in the same frame. You know, Tim Henman, it was often said of Tim Henman, should he engage the crowd more, give it the come-ons more? I mean, when he tried to do that, it just didn't look real. He didn't look comfortable with it. Wasn't really him.
Yeah, but sometimes you have to get out of your shell. Yeah. Otherwise, you're not going to achieve anything more. And Tomas Berdych would be, yes, it would look unnatural for him to fist pump too much, but you got to do what you have to do sometimes, even though it's not comfortable.
So 2-1. Berdych in the second set. sure you all know by now, but the reason Wawrinka was so keen to get the white towel is because they're not new. So you don't end up wearing a towel after 20 minutes with his stubble.
Yeah, that too, and also new towels. Everybody most probably knows it, but of course, when you're wet and you use a new towel, you're just pushing the water from one place to the next place.
Yes.
And as a tennis player, that's you just don't have enough time to push it around and push it off your body.
He's negating the power of Berdych's ground strokes, isn't he? We've seen so many huge forehand down the lines from the Czech in this tournament. Hardly seen any so far in this match.
Way too tentative in this rally, Tomas Berdych. When he gets a chance, he needs to step on it.
He's only hit 2 forehand winners compared to Stan's 8. He didn't challenge, though. Well, he had a good look down at the line as well, Wawrinka, and he still didn't challenge. Love to see that again.
Yeah, sometimes, but I'm going with that call from him. I'm going with that call from him on this one. Because I wasn't sure.
Well done.
Very well done. And that's not bad. That's not a bad reaction to sort of engage a little bit with the umpire, and because you suddenly you're getting yourself, keeping yourself in the present.
Keeps John Blond on his toes as well, doesn't it?
Great reaction.
It's incredible, isn't it, the difference if the locker room suddenly starts to think mentally, you are so tough. The difference that makes. Rod Laver sitting on his court again, front row. Chairman of the All England by his side.
I have a scheduled interview with him.
Oh, wow.
Yes, I know you'll be jealous about that.
Wow.
15.
Can I watch? That is a glorious sight when Wawrinka does that. Off his backhand. Is it the best single-handed backhand? Lots of talk about that over the years.
I think it's the best topspin single-handed backhand. But a backhand is obviously judged because of the slice and the topspin. And it'll be hard to tell Mr. Stefan Edberg and Roger Federer that their backhands are not as good as Wawrinka because of their slice backhand too. But the topspin, I think it is the best one.
Already up to 11 aces in the match, 7 in this set. It's starting to fire consistently.
And I think that's why it is so stand out, the backhand of Stan, is that he can hit it down the line. There were a lot of good cross-court backhands. It's a much easier shot with a one-handed, but the down the line, amazing. Gustavo Kuerten had an incredible one-handed backhand from Brazil. But he needed a little bit more time, Guga. So clay was his really good surface.
Well played. Great chase by Wawrinka. He's okay. And Berdych takes a 3-2 lead. Back to the chair, second set. Wawrinka 2-3, second set.
Thank you. Love 15.
On the line when he tries to hit it sort of inside out from the middle of the court. He's much better off going cross court with this backhand. That's a tough shot with one hand. Maybe too passive in that return, Berdych.
Missed a chance to have another bit of a shout, didn't he? Love 15, second serve.
I've heard players say that. Well, that's my nature. That's the way I am when you talk about body language and well, you need to improve it then. Just like you have to improve your volleys or ground strokes. I remember Novak Djokovic said that in the beginning of when he won here the first time, and then he had a couple of matches where he sort of I don't know, the behavior wasn't as positive, and he always said that, well, that's my nature, I'm an emotional guy. Well, it turns out that he stopped doing that, and he's now won 5 more majors since, and we're surprised every time he basically doesn't win the major. And that's all up to the mindset. Yes, he has improved his forehand and serve, but it's mainly the body language. Andy Murray, of course, has changed dramatically in his body language. Suddenly he's got Olympic gold, 2 majors. And would you have to say that Wawrinka also has changed and is much more positive?
Hugely. Magnus Norman, when he got with your fellow Swede Robin Söderling, said the Churchill quote, never give up, never, never, never. Only man to have beaten Nadal in Paris. Just keeping him off balance brilliantly. Doesn't know whether he's coming or going at times, Berdych.
3 games on.
Still hasn't had a break point. Last game with these balls. New racket. Maybe because Berdych is serving. It might not be game before he's about to serve again. It's all a bit of a science these days. Severin Luthi there, of course, in the red shirt. Yeah, he was cup captain.
Even though the strings last much longer these days because of what they are, they still go dead.
15 love.
Well played.
Amazing sound off the racket. Court must just feel a bit smaller for him tonight. Up there in plenty of time.
Is that a little bit of a shake of the head for Berdych?
For sure, like what's going on?
Yeah, it's not necessarily a great reaction when you look at the player's box and say, "What am I doing? What's wrong? Can't help you."
Well, it's interesting that he's hardly ever using his forehand down the line. Is he that respectful of the Wawrinka backhand? But he's getting so hurt by the forehand.
Yeah, might be.
I mean, he had a chance to go forehand down the line there, Berdych, which he's been doing the whole tournament. Then he's sort of smiling and laughing back to the box as if to say, well, am I going to stick with this tactic? Because it's clear that he's trying to avoid the backhand. Look at this.
Yeah, there he has a good chance because that forehand is really didn't have much on it. And that's looking at the line and then looking at the box saying, can you believe that he hit another line? At least that's what I would think that he's saying if I was his opponent. And most of us think alike once we're out there.
Whoosh. How much more evidence does he need? That's the 12th forehand winner. He's only hit 3 off the backhand, Wawrinka.
Wow, that looks like, when you see it from that angle, you realize how good a shot that is.
Break point.
Juice.
Now, we're not going to see that. If we don't see the fist pump or the come on there from Berdych, we're most probably not going to see it until the very end stages of this match. Good response, though, by Berdych.
Yeah. They look at the big screen a lot. I think Berdych needs to when they replay some of these points. His backhand's gone cold because he's not hit many in the last 20 minutes. Berdych 4-3. Second set saves the break point. Hour and 4 minutes. Wawrinka still not offered up a break point. Few balls in play, 3-4.
Love 15.
It's another return that Berdych hit to Wawrinka's forehand when he had a chance to pull it cross-court. In fact, it's an easier return if he does pull it cross-court. Wawrinka's forehand is on tonight.
Close. John Blom thinks it's long too. Why not challenge? He's got 3 left. There's an argument that the chair umpires don't get involved so much because of Hawkeye being there. It's for the player's choice.
Definitely. Another second serve. Berdych needs to start anticipating that second serve. He usually kicks it, Wawrinka, to the backhand side. He's got a good kick serve. He's got a good slice serve too.
Yes.
I think the hard thing about playing these big matches, I always found, is that you sometimes go out and you hope you're going to play well. And if you watch somebody like Rafa Nadal, he's not hoping for anything. He's preparing for the absolute worst day on the court. And that's physically and tennis-wise, and therefore he emotionally gets so involved that the level of his game is completely irrelevant to him. Whereas you have two guys like these two, it's easy to hope to play well. And that way I don't need to get emotionally involved, because the bigger the match, the more emotionally you need to be involved, the more it's going to hurt afterwards. Of course, the more fun it is too if you win.
Super. Yeah, Dimitrov shared a few tears in the press room and on the court with everybody. It really hurt.
Well, that's when you learn.
He said, I'm a work in progress, but boy, that loss hurt.
Good to hear. Yeah, he's really stepped into the limelight here, Dimitrov. Be interesting to see his development over the next 12 months.
Yeah, Roger Rashid's going to get him fit, that's for sure. 4-all, second set. And that's not, I don't mean he's not fit. I mean, just super, super fit.
Fitter than most, he will be soon.
Yeah. Well, the backhand is leaking.
15.
Well, maybe Berdych is a genius in tactical department tonight. Maybe he stayed away from the backhand on the smaller points. Now it's drawn even. 4-all. Every point from now on is huge in this set. Maybe he goes there more often now.
Well, he got there in the end. That forehand down the line. It's good to see it.
Excellent point. Good volleys. Good net coverage. He's got good technique up there too.
Yeah. You surprised he doesn't serve and volley more?
I think as a surprise tactics, it would be nice to see him do it, and maybe what he needs to do to win that elusive major. A little more variation tactically.
Oh, that's a beauty. Boy, that stayed pretty low.
Yeah, at this highest of levels in men's professional tennis, if you can stay even with your opponent while playing his strengths, it's a really good way to go until it really counts.
Love game. Is he feeling any better? His shoulders are still twitching. But he's 5-4 up second set. A bit of scoreboard pressure for Wawrinka. So Wawrinka has to hold serve to stay in this second set. Packed now.
It's good to see. I was just going to say it's good to see that they've come out for this match, because on paper the difference between the two semifinals is monumental.
Yes. Seventh ace. Fifth of the set. Go on, Stan, people are saying. Go for a full house. We've got one. It would be special. He went for it. Will he go for it on the second?
Should he?
Yeah.
Should have.
40-15.
And that's when you mustn't be too greedy, though, because that would have been a good time, most probably, for him to serve and volley again, Wawrinka. He hasn't done that for a while, just to feel it out.
Scoreboard pressure? None of it.
You know, I saw, obviously, he beat Alejandro Falla here in the second round. Stanislav Wawrinka out on Margaret Court Arena. Now, Falla, they say, is not a big name. And 2-3 years ago, Wawrinka on Margaret Court Arena against Falla would have been half full at most. And it was packed. And it would have given Wawrinka this part of this confidence that he has to realize that he is actually somebody that people love to watch play tennis these days. They've got it. They realize that he's one of a kind when it comes to ball striking and off of both sides and the shots that he comes up with. And he's exciting.
Oh, that is brilliant. So it was a miss hit down the line from Wawrinka. 6'5", Berdych. How well did he do there?
Excellent racket skills by Berdych. Good body serve by Berdych. It's not easy for him to get his second serve over to the Wawrinka backhand because he doesn't have that kick serve.
Caught the line, is it? No challenge. Love game. And once more, Wawrinka's got a hold serve to stay in the second set. Hour and 17, 18 minutes now. Wawrinka 5-6, second set. Forehand down the line is such a weapon.
Love 15.
Yeah, it is. It's an incredible shot, Berdych's forehand. He doesn't put that much topspin on it, and to hit it so well over the highest part of the net. Oh, here's a chance for Berdych.
Very deep. Wawrinka may be forcing him back, but he was very deep.
15.
Definitely slightly passive there, Berdych.
Huge. Wow. Yeah, eyes wide open after that point.
That time was Berdych that took control in this rally with that backhand down the line, and then this is a beauty. And that's better. Can't imagine what it's like to be a parent of somebody who plays in a match like this.
Yeah.
Of course, Berdych's mom and dad are both here. I think they've been there through the whole tournament too.
Yep. They travel with him most places. There it is. It's the key. from what we've seen tonight so far. It's opening Wawrinka up.
Well, I'll have to call him a tactical genius in this second set so far.
Yes.
Really well played by Berdych.
5 set points.
Sounds like that service hit at 300 kilometers.
Yes.
Wow.
It's 1 set all after an hour and 27 minutes. Wouldn't surprise anybody if this went the distance. Huge prize at stake. Wawrinka to begin the third. 1 set all. Your thoughts, Matt?
Well, it'll be interesting to see, because suddenly they've drawn level, and when they were at 0-0, Wawrinka came out and was clearly the better player in the first set. Often easier to play when you're down. Berdych did well in the second set. Interesting to see if Berdych learned from that second set, or if he takes a step back and now.
He resembles the player now that we've seen throughout the tournament. He didn't in the first set, did he?
Exactly, yeah. It took him a little time to get settled in, it seems, and obviously got lucky to win a tiebreaker, because luck is always involved when you win a tiebreaker, but he's playing much better now. That's, again, Wawrinka with a come on. Third point of the set.
Of course, with the seedings, with Ferrer, of course, seeded higher, number 3, Murray with the surgeries, ranking slipped down, and the dynamics of the draw changed in terms of the backup wins of the huge names to progress. You know, Wawrinka, Berdych for a chance to play in a major final.
Yeah, they both had such big wins in their quarterfinals that they could nearly not want to look at this match in one way and sort of just hope that it happens automatically.
Yeah.
And that's obviously experience. There's Federer and Nadal. They know it doesn't just happen. You have to make it happen.
Brilliant. That's one of his best backhands of the night. It's interesting when Federer was almost winning majors for fun, but at times when the focus in the smaller tournaments wasn't as great and he wasn't doing as well in those and was questioned about, does that have an influence on winning majors? He said, I know how to win majors. How many other players know how to win a major? That was quite a regular comment, wasn't it?
It's a big difference between 3 out of 5 sets in the majors compared to a match 2 out of 3 sets on the regular tour. Obviously, we have some huge tournaments on the ATP Tour. Italian Open in Rome, huge history. A couple of tournaments in America, Miami, Indian Wells, but they're nowhere really close to a major. They're big. It's good to win, but it doesn't hurt as much to lose in them as it does in a major. That's the big difference. This is history. These tournaments will be held here for hundreds and hundreds of years. As long as the planet will still be here.
Yeah. Tough to gauge emotionally how much the win against Djokovic took from Wawrinka too. 3 times champion in a row. Was he 14 and zip against on the head-to-heads prior to a magnificent win? What sort of letdown would you have after that, do you think?
Yeah, I think you do. I mean, I would think you do. Huge backhand.
Amazing.
Third love.
Well, the letdown would most probably be that I really don't have the emotional energy to get involved in another tennis match against somebody who I should beat. Because I think everybody thinks Wawrinka is the slight favorite, even though he's seeded 8 and Berdych 7. But after that win, he'd be the favorite. Another good body serve by Berdych.
He looks more relaxed and calmer about things, understandably. Said all, but he's got his game back.
Seems like now he's playing Wawrinka and not in the semis.
Love hold to quickly level. 1-1 sets and games. There are so many come-on stands. We haven't had one for come-on Tomas yet.
Yeah, surprisingly, there are really no Czechs in the crowd. At least we haven't seen them yet.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a good chance there. A couple of good cross-court forehands. And then was probably the inside-out forehand would have done well. But again, maybe he doesn't want to go to the backhand and wait till he gets towards the end of the set. That was Federer like that little flick pick-up. What is it about Swiss air?
14.
Pretty quick service games. Wawrinka 2-1 in the third set. Spider Cam departs. Gets very up close and personal, Spider Cam, following one of the players out. Yeah, normally for Federer, but it's Wawrinka. Is it going to be an all-Swiss final?
You can't buy one of those, apparently, the Spider Cam. You have to rent them.
Really?
Yep. And there's very few in the world, so when you see them at sporting events, you've most probably seen them at other sporting events. Learned this information in Qatar when I was there for the Qatar Open in Doha. They had one there too. And our good friend Moroccan Younis El Ainaoui was there doing some TV, and always very insightful. He had that information.
Those new balls look quick coming out the can. There's not a lot of fuzz on them, is there?
And they're small too.
He's bristling.
15.
Not quite happy with the backhand today.
Yeah.
Got wondering eyes to Wawrinka. Not a good sign.
He really does look at a big screen a lot, doesn't he? And elsewhere. There he goes again. It's a real statement with that volley, isn't it?
40.
Here's their forehand down the line. Makes such a big difference if he does come in once in a while, Tomas Berdych. With those big shots, he's going to make players panic and try and go for too big a shot to not have him do that.
Another quick service game. Yeah, rattling through.
It really does feel like it's kind of up to Wawrinka here to either win or not win this match. Especially if Berdych, now that he's in it, you really feel like he's improving with each minute that he spends out here. Feels more comfortable, less worried about getting to the finals of the Australian Open for the first time, winning his first major. So in the moment, Berdych.
He's channeling that anger, isn't he?
Every time I see that play, it reminds me of Johan Neskin's penalty kick against West Germany in the 1974 World Cup. I believe Gerhard Müller scored a couple of times, and West Germany won, of course.
Oh, my word. He's had a look at that tattoo, hasn't he?
30.
They're able to hit these shots today because of the grip, the extreme semi-western grip, and he's very extreme on the forehand side.
Hardly any points against the serve at the moment. Berdych hasn't conceded a point this set on serve. Wawrinka just the one. That was sure to do it.
40.
First double.
Remember the forehand volley he missed early in the match when he went from 40 love back to deuce, Wawrinka. Very dangerous to go for a second serve at 40 love. You want to try and win it with a smart play, rather. Often see Roger Federer at 40 love kick his first serve in and look for a forehand. High percentage play. Nadal, of course, slices the first serve nearly always in play, unless he's looking for rhythm in his flat serve. Then he sometimes goes down the tee, but he doesn't double fault. Wawrinka now has put himself in a hole.
Climbs out of it. Leads 3-2 in this third set. Set of very few chances against the server at the moment. 2-3 Berdych. He hasn't had a break point himself yet, the Czech.
Yeah, tried to serve to Wawrinka's backhand there, but again, because of the lack of topspin in his second serve, it's a very risky second serve for Berdych. Prefers to slice it to the forehand.
Must be tough serving as well when you haven't finished your mouthful. Chewing away after that first point.
Well, that's an excellent second serve. That takes guts after a double fault. To hit the same serve again.
Classic V play. Wide serve, return to the center of the court, and you play the other angle. Beautiful. Something about pajamas, didn't quite catch it. Tickled a few.
In reference to?
What do you imagine, the shirt? It's almost like the focus just keep holding.
Yeah, after the second set tiebreaker there, I would be nervous about that if I was Wawrinka.
Absolutely.
They're only serving at 54% Berdych in this set, and Wawrinka at 53. So it's less. It's lower than the first two sets. Still, they're not close.
Yeah, that's interesting, isn't it? You don't expect anybody to catch in the corporate seats. There's three of them coming out. Very few points over. 6 shots, 8 shots. Wrist action on this ball.
You can see his extreme grip.
Another love game.
Wow.
Amazing. 4-3 Wawrinka, third set. Well, they're racing through, perhaps to a breaker. There's a lot more business work to be done at the back end of this set.
Yeah, looks and feels a lot more like the second set than the first set.
Thank you. Thank you.
So it would be very strange if Berdych doesn't keep his level up at the same level, or even better. Whereas Wawrinka, it's a little more up and down. Ooh. I always wished I was alive for the first Brit to win Wimbledon. And I wish I'm alive for when we take away that rule and you hit the top of the net. Let's keep playing. Sorry, Thomas. Of course, in American college tennis, there is no net court on the serves. Because, of course, there they call their own lines. And apparently they started saying, the opponent, the receiver, said, let that hit that two. Cheating.
Oof. Talking of which, old English word, letten, to hinder. That's where it came from. They tried it on the Challenger Tour for a while as well, didn't they, a couple of years ago? It didn't last very long. Because people were catching the ball.
You mean catching it as in they didn't get used to it?
Yes, right. I think the only way it would come in, perhaps, is that, as we see another one for Hawkeye, is that you start literally from people who just start playing tennis and start competing tennis. So that's all they know. Then you've got a chance, I guess.
It wouldn't take long, though, for you to reprogram your reactions in your brain for that, I don't think, if you really put your mind to it.
Absolutely. Yeah, I know. So, yeah. Beautiful balance. Unbelievable balance. But he wasn't tiptoeing, of course. Berdych, he was at full tilt, but it sounded like he was tiptoeing when he got there. Look at this.
Yeah, with two hands as well.
Some fantastic pictures we've seen. Was another comfortable hold. Still no break point for Wawrinka. For Berdych.
So dangerous to go to Berdych in the middle of the court when he starts striking the ball the way he is now. It's definitely more confident.
Missed it.
Yeah, you can nearly sense that Berdych is slowly taking control of this match. And Wawrinka is going to have to come up with something above average. His average is not going to get it done tonight. He's really settled into this match nicely, Berdych.
15-13.
Yeah, I nearly think that Berdych should have anticipated that serve. It's a huge point. Love 30 you have. What's the safest serve my opponent can hit? Was probably again. Nope.
Well, his backhand looks solid there, no wonder the look.
13.
Well, you would have to say it looks a lot riskier when Wawrinka hits his backhand than when Berdych hits his two-handed backhand.
Yes.
But with the risk, of course, comes the emotion of watching that thing. It's a beautiful stroke. Oy, oy,
Wow! Boy, did he wait for the right time.
best rally of the match so far.
And Berdych, in the longest rally, sets up his first break point. Crowd are so with Wawrinka.
Cheers.
Strange reaction by Berdych there. Yeah. A wry smile.
Very close to his quickest of the match.
It's amazing what adrenaline can do for you. And you can bring it on yourself with daring to be emotional.
Big hole. Look at what it's done to him. Wawrinka 5-4, third set. Well, it's a set all and on serve in the third, but in body language, Wawrinka's miles ahead at the moment.
Take a seat, please.
Yeah, had a good chance there, Berdych. It's a good serve Wawrinka threw in. But interesting to see how he reacts now. Even more interesting to see what Wawrinka is going to do if he wins one of the first 2 points.
Berdych serving to stay in the third set, 4-5.
Ooh, that did look long from up here.
It's hard for me to see the marks from here, but I'm pretty sure that one's in.
Wawrinka has 2 challenges remaining. So the first one was out. Wow, just added a bit of speed in that forehand, Wawrinka.
Interesting, he moved over to his right, wasn't it? Sort of almost saying to Berdych, will go down the middle. And then shifted.
Berdych thought it took a funny bounce.
Yeah. Ooh. He thought about nailing that, but the ball wasn't coming to him. Had to be careful in the end.
15.
Amazing when you give these guys an easy shot in the middle of the court. You are not winning that point.
Yeah.
Excellent shot, but a questionable return by Wawrinka. Just a slice back and in the middle of the court. From that last point, he should realize that I cannot just feed it back in the middle.
Made it.
14-15.
And again, Wawrinka not doing much in that rally. This is not a good enough forehand in the middle of the court. Short. Of course, Berdych paints the line.
It's asking John Blom again. No challenge. 5-all, third set. Jim Courier wanted the whole of his team to be wearing this shirt. Esther Satarova's got it on for the first time. Mum and Dad have said no.
Good. They're not part of the team, are they?
Love 15.
Just a little erratic now, Wawrinka.
Oh my word. That is in.
And again, you see that tactical genius that we've been looking for, because that's an excellent time to pull the trigger. No one expected him to do that. Least of all Wawrinka.
Big points right court. He could almost stand with his racket back, couldn't he, on the forehand, Berdych? He's mixed it up a lot more on this left court, Wawrinka. Oh. Brilliantly.
No, you're right. He's really mixed the serve up nicely in the ad court. And in the deuce court.
Yeah.
It's amazing what makes a tennis player make those decisions. Because it's not statistics, it's just a feeling. It's just great recognition of what's working and where he has to go and do those two fit. And if they fit, that's when you commit 100% to it.
Oh, that's a great hold. Boy, that's a great hold if it's in. Wawrinka's sitting down already. Way in. Wawrinka 6-5, third set. Crowd support still with the Swiss, of course. Berdych has had his own fanatics here over the years. Tomas Berdych, Tomas Berdych. Whole army of them. There's a Czech flag there. He's got to find it from within. Serving to stay in this third set. Berdych 5-6. Good start.
Wow, the serving has been excellent from both players, especially on big points. And that is a huge point, the first point at 5-6, third set.
Mammoth. Applauded by Wawrinka. Sheer quality of that.
So confident and so good to be able to hit those shots at this stage of a match in the tournament.
I thought Djokovic was fantastic in defeat with a handshake against Wawrinka.
Yes, he was.
13.
And just like Serena Williams, actually, in her defeat against Ana Ivanovic. Excellent handshake, and they engaged at the net for a sentence.
And Serena, who hasn't played Indian Wells for years because of the racialism, has said she watched the film Mandela. She's seriously considering returning and playing in Indian Wells.
Good. Good for that event. Good for the WTA Tour.
Wow.
Joy.
It's just amazing. Just look at this again in slow-mo. Takes your breath away. Oh. How about that for a response?
Wow, it's a quite high quality now in this tennis match.
7-1 the breaker, second set. Yeah. Got a buck behind him and in front.
Who do you back here, Chris?
I've got to go for Berdych again.
I think I agree with you there. I really feel that it's going to be up to the person who gets the most first serves in play.
Yeah, it's long. Took quite a lot off the forehand as well.
2-0. Wawrinka.
It's a good sliced return by Wawrinka. Sort of gave him the momentum in that rally. Because Berdych had to slice it back, and from that point on, Wawrinka was dictating.
How did Wawrinka stay in that point?
2-1. Wawrinka.
That's really well done by Berdych, because once your opponent hit a slice backhand that you think might be going long and it doesn't go long, it skids off of the baseline. It's nearly impossible to get a full strike in.
Again, struggles with that kicker to the backhand. Again, he tries to go down the line.
3-1. Wawrinka.
Even if he makes it, I mean, what forehand's going to come from this man?
Yeah, I think he's just can't get it cross court, it seems.
Yeah.
Can't get it down enough. Can't get it on the outside of the ball.
That's the one. Boy, sorry, Wawrinka. I just had no idea you were going to get that forehand back.
3-2. Wawrinka.
Right in the corner, wasn't it?
Yeah, this is actually the worst shot. He needs to make this, Wawrinka. Get the ball back in play, at least. Back on serve.
Ouch.
It's amazing how tendencies for a player, how their weakness comes out in the bigger moments. Same thing happened against David Ferrer for Tomas Berdych. 2 sets to love up, 2-2. Third set, he was in the driver's seat, missed an easy forehand drive volley at 30-15, 30-all, double faulted, 30-40, break point Ferrer. Ferrer wins the third 6-2. And suddenly, the match was open. That could prove to be detrimental for Berdych. Did he go for that?
Yeah.
171, he pretty much did.
Yeah.
Margins are so small.
Thank you.
Yeah, Wawrinka was there. I think he picked it.
Wawrinka.
Just couldn't keep it in play.
You surprised he didn't take a swing at it? If he'd picked it and he's gone there?
Yeah, I'd be surprised at the second game of the match, maybe. But right now, wow. It's hard to get yourself to do those kind of things. Ooh. Berdych decided to go for it. Not with as big a hit as that other forehand return 2 games ago. Dangerous second serve again. You think he would kick it to Berdych's backhand where he's had problems getting it back in play, Berdych.
That's a monster, 215 Ks.
6-3, Wawrinka.
133 miles per hour.
He really does seem to play better when he's pumped up, Wawrinka. It's not necessarily true for everybody, but I guess when you hit the ball the way he does, and he's got such a strong arm. Is that a smile, Magnus?
It was. 3 set points. Close, challenging that one. Getting ready to hit a second serve though.
Oh.
Thank you.
Double fault, 2 in the tiebreak. Boy, oh boy. Wawrinka moves to within a set of his first major final. He leads Tomas Berdych 2-1 after 2 hours and 22 minutes. Interesting that having just won that set on a tiebreak, the Wawrinka match has taken a comfort break.
Yeah, I think it's maybe not such a bad thing. Usually the person who loses takes a break just to go and shake it off. But maybe Wawrinka's learned something from winning that first set and then losing the second set. Maybe he felt that he was flat in the second set early on or something. And if he comes back, Wawrinka, with fire in his belly and comes out emotional, then I think it's a really positive thing. But
2 double faults in that break to Tomas Berdych match, so costly.
Yeah, definitely.
He served 4 double faults, as you mentioned, in the match.
The second serve needs a kick.
Do you see 4 sets or 5 sets?
I guess history repeats itself sometimes, and that if Wawrinka doesn't come out here and literally starts with a come on after the first point that he wins, and the second, and the third, and the fourth, I have a feeling that Berdych is going to raise his level slightly and Wawrinka go down in level.
Oh, well, there's the come on.
There's the first one. That's a much better second serve.
Just by the thought of going on the left court to the backhand, it encouraged the kick shape anyway, doesn't it?
It nearly looked like he got more kick that time.
Yeah.
Higher bouncing. that was a smart play. It's the right time for a drop shot, although how many drop shots do you see from Tomas Berdych?
Hardly ever.
I mean, it's bad luck, I would say. The depth he has with his forehand, though, at the moment, Berdych. Oh. Wow.
30.
It's only been one breaker serve in the match.
Total commitment there, sorry.
Close. Ooh, yeah.
Ooh, it's got to be a challenge.
So Wawrinka's taking on John Blom here.
That's a tough...
That's a nice touch. Better than pushing her out the way anyway.
Aye. That is an excellent overrule. Wow. He now deserves a salary, the chair umpire.
Please.
Yeah. 1 from 2 on the break points, Wawrinka.
Yeah, I was going to say that it doesn't feel like there are too many unforced errors. Tomas Berdych with 43 total winners, 32 unforced errors. Wawrinka with 43 total winners and 36 unforced errors. It's high quality. Oh.
Juice.
Oi, oi, oi.
Boy, these doubles are so costly. Yeah. Now what does he do now? Does he go for the big serve again? Because he's going to find it difficult to trust himself on the second serve.
He's pretty sure about this, Wawrinka. I'm not so sure from up here, but...
Wow. Well, you pick the serve.
Yeah, there you really have to think to yourself, okay, he doesn't want to hit another second serve. Where is he going to go? What's the safest serve? He just served hard to my backhand wide in that ad court. Gotta take away that serve. That one, on the other hand, is just well done. He picked it that time, Wawrinka. Well played, Berdych.
He's 15 from 20 now on the net play. 10 from 14 for Wawrinka.
Again, good-looking volley.
Yeah. Photographer's dream.
Wow, it took a lot off of that first serve. Let's try to kick it in. Strange decision at game point.
It was under 100 miles per hour. I wonder how much Federer has watched of this match with his Swiss compatriot in action.
Oh, I'd say he watches the whole thing.
Nadal too?
I'm pretty sure they are. I mean, it's perfect. We would have gone for dinner at about 6:37, most probably. Maybe come home, get some treatment after dinner. Maybe a rub down, watch the tennis. Because neither Federer nor Nadal has played first match any of the days here, any of the 5 matches so far. It's always going to be late in the afternoon, or first match in the evening, second match in the evening. So their whole day is sort of they're living in a different time zone than some of the other players in this tournament. Trying to stay away from the Berdych forehand that time, Wawrinka. Just not allowed to miss that wide. Oh, you feel this game must have an impact on the next 10 minutes. If Berdych holds on, he'd be really dangerous in the next game. Obviously, Wawrinka breaks him. Oh.
He's desperately trying to work it out, isn't he, to get the consistency. How much kick? That was flat, obviously, but he feigned the kicker with the racket. 18th ace. 6 double faults. Wawrinka just the one. But he does hold to lead 1-love 4th set. New balls coming out. Yeah, the next 10 minutes will be very interesting. It's amazing, isn't it, this sport, how you react to things happening. It's just so important to what's just happened.
Yeah, really important. It's time for Berdych now to show Wawrinka how important it was for him to hold serve. Acknowledge that was a big game by using it to your advantage. And really overdo the moving around before the serve and show Wawrinka that was important that you didn't break me there, because that would have been detrimental. But I held, and here I come. And if Wawrinka doesn't feel down about it, he let one slip, Tomas Berdych can make sure that Wawrinka gets reminded about it again. That's what Rafa Nadal does so well.
New ball shown. Wawrinka, love 1, 4th set.
Love 15.
I mean, soon you start wondering about Wawrinka's, what that match against Djokovic did to his legs.
Yeah, if it wasn't cramp,
15.
interesting to know what it was.
And in this situation, Tomas Berdych is way more experienced than Stanislav Wawrinka, because he's been around longer at the top, because he's made the semis of all 4 majors, finals of Wimbledon, Olympic gold. Did he win the Olympic gold?
Beat
No, he did.
Federer.
He beat Federer. That's
yeah.
it. That's right. That was when Nicolas Massu won.
Right.
Sorry.
Well done.
But he did beat Federer there, Tomas Berdych, when he was only 18 years old.
Yeah, it created a big story at the time, didn't it? About the only thing Federer hasn't won. He's got the gold in doubles, of course, with Wawrinka in Beijing.
30.
Of course, the big difference in the Olympics, and right after the Olympic final in Wimbledon, Murray beat Federer. Federer said he was proud to have won the silver. You would never say that in a Grand Slam, that you've won the runner-up trophy. You lost the final here.
Read it so well too. Big point.
Judging.
I think there's some sweat.
Imagine Severin Luthi, the Swiss Davis Cup captain, who sits in both Federer's players' box and in Wawrinka's players' box for every match, pretty much the whole year. Where is he going to be for the finals if they play each other?
Yeah, that's a good point. But how proud for such a small country. Can you imagine if it's an all-Swiss final? They might just as well let him sit on the court.
Not a boast for Swedish tennis there for a moment in 1988, a very small state that I'm from and Mr. Edberg is from. We won the Grand Slam.
It's amazing.
Ooh, good volley skills again by Berdych. 1988 is the last time that the same country has won all 4 Grand Slam singles titles.
Wow.
Just throw that out there, Chris. Yeah. 2 Swiss in the final would be amazing.
In the towel required. We've seen the slow-mos of when they hit the shot. We'll probably see it here. A spray of water comes off. No, not that time. First week was unbelievable for that. Tuesday through Friday.
Wow. Hottest 4 days in a row ever.
Over 100 years. First time in over 100 years, it was over 40 for 4 days in a row in Melbourne.
Is this tattoo in English or in French?
English.
In English.
Yeah. Ooh. Close.
Oh.
Well, Wawrinka was, I thought he was just about to walk, and then he pointed when he saw the mark, and he's now looked at the mark again, and Wawrinka is walking, he's not challenging. Berdych 2-1. 4th set.
Take a seat, please. Thank you.
So, a few refreshment breaks in the crowd. They're expecting the long haul.
Ready for play. Thank you.
Wawrinka, 2 sets to 1 up, 2 games to 1 down, 4th set.
Really difficult the tendencies in this match. It's hard to pick. Wawrinka is a little more focused in the beginning of the 4th set compared to the beginning of the 2nd set.
He does move so well for such a tall man, Berdych, but Wawrinka the boss in that point.
There we see some of that flair that Wawrinka also carries together with his firepower. Good hands. In fact, he's really talented, Wawrinka, physically. Oy. It's also a big difference playing in the fourth set, because you don't want to give your opponent another set. Then he only has one more to win.
Comfortable hole for Wawrinka. He's only dropped 2 points on serve in those two service games. Ten points he's played on serve, Wawrinka. Berdych, 23 points in this set so far.
Love 15.
Wow.
15.
35 aces between them. That's the 19th for the Czech.
Again, great movement here by Berdych. Not an easy overhead.
He's getting some practice on that lob. Camera hidden again, both sides of the box. The near side cameras are covered up.
Oh. Wow.
212 Ks, 131 miles per hour. Just a couple of miles off his quickest. Monster. It's one of the shots of the tournament. That forehand into out. Sees Berdych into a 3-2 lead in the fourth set. Well, there's Spider Cam. It's an amazing invention. Oh, the pulleys and the cable. How much fun is it operating that?
So precise as well.
Wawrinka 2-3, fourth set. quite a long time ago now. Double hits would have been called on the first of the miss hits.
15 left.
Literally needs to be 2 swings now.
Okay, yeah. Thirty left.
21st clean winner off the forehand. Five ahead of Berdych.
Ooh, close.
Yeah, challenged a little reluctantly.
He's right.
Double fault. Number
But
2 only.
it's out by a bit too. Line umpire needs to see that.
That is amazing.
Wow. It's amazing they can fit the ball in over the net inside the baseline at that speed.
30.
Chance for his favourite shot. 3-all. He's nudging that scoreboard, Wawrinka.
I must say for of course, the first semi-finals for Tomas Berdych at the Australian Open, and only the second semi-final of Stanislav Wawrinka's career. Of course, the first one at the US Open last year. Both of them have really performed at a very high level. This is a good quality match, I have to say. Easy for one of them to not really show up. But it just goes to show how good they are in the men's game today. The ball striking is incredible.
Particularly when they're stretched so wide. That's one of the biggest major changes in the modern game, isn't it? The strength out wide.
Yeah, it has to do with, of course, it has to do with the equipment, with the strings, most probably more than the rackets. And because of the strings, you have, the stronger you are, the quicker, more racket head speed you have through the ball. If you put topspin on it, literally you can control it. You don't need the help of gravity at all anymore. Of course, in some shots you do. The flat ball, the slice backhand, volleys.
Interesting how Wawrinka all of a sudden has backed right off to return the second serve, and then just plays the loopy backhand with massive topspin. See if he does it again. There he goes. Looking for the backhand with that positioning. Berdych. He's nudging the scoreboard too. 4-3, fourth set. Three hours and 3 minutes. Berdych, his longest match, 3 hours and 4. Quarter-final against Ferrer. And of course for Wawrinka, by far the longest was the 4 hours it took to get by the 3 times defending champion, Novak Djokovic, also in the quarter-finals.
Well, here's a chance.
It's a great view of the grip, isn't it? The modern day grip.
Ooh, he's got to challenge that.
Maybe that look as if to say, I think it's caught the line. So let's have a look.
Yeah, he did.
15. Berdych has 2 challenges.
Interesting reaction again.
Slight miss hit, I think, from Wawrinka. Oh, yes. Well played, Wawrinka. Again, going back behind the big man. It's always a good play. In fact, going back behind anyone is a good play. We've seen when Wawrinka beat Djokovic, he did that over and over again. Same with Federer and Murray quite often.
Yeah. So close. Finding the backhand return cross court this time, Berdych.
Starting to get a little rattled here, Berdych, it seems. Wow.
Again, nudging so close to the final, Wawrinka.
This is Berdych running out of time nearly. Got to do something soon here, Berdych.
For all, fourth set. As cool as you like. Everybody says, don't they? It's easy to play when you're behind. Is it? In a major semi-final when you're this close to defeat?
Yeah, it's easier to be Berdych than Wawrinka.
Oh my word, can he do it?
And that's why they love Stanislav Wawrinka these days, is because he really responded to that comment. Stan, you can do it! And then he puts a little extra into this return, and if he makes it, thank you very much, he says to that fan. Great interaction with the crowd.
Good response again. Fair amount of spin in there. Great accuracy. Come on, Tom. Never heard that one before.
They want to see 5 sets.
They got every chance. Super game from Tomas Berdych. He's only had the 1 break point in the match. 5-4. Welcome back to Melbourne. Stats interested you here, Matt?
Yeah, I was interested to see. It's always interesting to see how many points they lose on serve. Of course, we talk about break points, and yesterday Roger Federer had 17 break points and only converted on 4. And somebody wrote in a tweet question and asked if he has to get better at the conversion rate, and my answer was, well, I guess, but it's the 17 break points that's important. But both Wawrinka and Berdych have both lost 36 points on their serve.
Yeah, that's amazing. And for Wawrinka, this is his 36th major. Omens?
Oh, that's a bit far-fetched, Chris.
Boy.
Wow.
That's got to be the biggest double fault of the night.
That's a lack of concentration there. Really went amazing.
Yeah.
Is he rushing it a little bit now, Wawrinka?
Seems to. Tougher to pull the trigger down the line off that one. The one before it.
Berdych again looking for some reason why he missed that forehand. Trying to say that yeah, well, maybe it did. The ball seems to skid a little bit.
He was ahead of himself though, wasn't he? If he wasn't aware of the bounce. Just shows you, doesn't it? The top who've been dominating and winning the majors in recent years. They make all this look so simple.
And they're still close matches when they do it often.
Yeah.
They just seem to win every single important point. Yeah. Oosh.
It's the first point he's really won in the game. Make that 2, but Berdych will finish that game thinking I had chances there, but it's 5-all, 4th set. God, the new balls are sped round again.
Yeah.
And now look at that, look at the nap. It's very different, isn't it? It seems wider than normal, perhaps. The ball looks flatter.
Feels smaller in your hand.
Does it?
Oh, yes. A lot smaller, because it doesn't fluff up. But then in one of our doubles matches, me and my partner, Pat Cash, we played on show court 3, and it was quite cold outside, and Of course, that was our second match. The first match we played was really hot on Heissens Arena, and the balls just took off. And then that following day, show court 3, it's cold out, and they really fluffed up. Wow. We have to go and ask if are we playing with the same tennis ball here? Is there a difference between the men and the women's balls? Because sometimes they make a difference there. Of course, the new balls come out of the can no matter what the temperature is, but after 2 or 3 shots with each ball, they just fluffed up, and tonight it's pretty warm outside, so they'll be very quick through the air.
Thank you. Please. Wait.
If the players choose to play,
Because people are.
yeah, he's right. If Berdych is happy to serve,
but it's also my job to make sure people are quiet.
Yeah, I agree with Wawrinka there, I have to say. It's up to the players.
absolutely. It's been played in great spirit, though. It really has. When you think of the enormity of it for them.
No, missed it.
It's just wide.
Yeah.
Again, he goes to John Blom. How did it feel off the racket?
Close, very, very close. I can't tell you.
He's almost... He wants to sort of get involved with John Blom a lot, as if he's trying to get his heckles raised or something. I don't know, but he's got to hold serve again to prevent this going the distance. Well, 3 hours, 18 minutes just seems to have whizzed by.
Yeah, it's good, really good match by 2 sort of inexperienced players at this level. Of course, Tomas Berdych again. This is his fourth semi-finals, I believe. At least he's made the semis in all 4 Grand Slams.
Thank you.
And with big, huge wins in the quarterfinals, you would think there'd be a reaction, but not really. Wild.
Yeah.
Very difficult with a one-handed backhand to hit it on the rise. So nearly a half volley down the line. Much easier to hit that one cross-court with 1 or 2 hands. Because of course, if you are a little bit late, the cross-court then will go down the line or middle of the court.
There's a lot of moss on the ground at the moment. The lights are on. The birds are out there hungry.
I hope those bugs don't crawl into the service box.
Yeah. It's a kind let call for Wawrinka.
Excellent defense by Wawrinka.
30-15.
Yeah, he's looking at the bugs.
There's a lot of them. Makes you wonder if there's any radio-controlled ones out there. Oh, how about that? Picked it, has been for a while. Nailed it.
30.
Way inside the baseline. We're 2 points from a fifth set.
Oy, oy, oy. How does he dare to take that on? And again, tentative by Berdych. But that's amazing.
Dead straight, wasn't it? Having to clear the moths away. Brilliant. We're into another tie break. We both went for Berdych last time, so that was guaranteed to go the other way. Should we say nothing?
Wow.
The excitement is building, big time.
Just can't keep their eyes off the big screen, though, can he? It's really not what you would hope for if you're coaching him, but wow, the crowd's really responding. I thought it went over. What exactly happened there?
Well, he played it as a miss hit, and then he put his racket sort of behind him, and the ball hit the racket again.
Okay. Nice passing shot by Wawrinka, you have to say. He really made Berdych hit that volley. Didn't go for the clean winner.
He is really going for it, Wawrinka. It's for his to win. It's his attitude.
In today's men's game, you have to win these. It's not going to be given to you. Is it his turn, Wawrinka? Or his time, I should say.
Oh, it was just long.
He's going to have to challenge that, surely, with three challenges.
It's amazing he's not.
3-0. Wawrinka.
Let's have another look. Looked long, didn't it?
Did look a little bit long.
Well, it's a head start in the breaker. These are two huge points for Berdych.
Wow, that's a great forehand by Berdych.
3-1, Wawrinka.
That's a Berdych fan.
It's a double again in the breaker. He's challenging, but that's long. 2 in the last tie break.
Wow, and it's quite far out too.
4-1, Wawrinka.
Ay, 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 ay.
Well, he's a little up the middle, Wawrinka.
Wawrinka.
Was he a little tentative in this rally, Wawrinka? He was. Berdych was not. Again, playing much better when he's behind. I wonder how much of his prize money check would he give back to the Australian Open to give him a first serve here.
Even more if it was an ace. Number 18 puts Wawrinka within 2 points of the final.
5-2, Wawrinka.
Clutch. Really the difference in this match today. Wawrinka has handled being in the lead better.
When he continues to employ it, it continues to impress.
The forehand down the line.
Hold your breath.
Oh,
it's gone long.
What?
6-3.
No challenge. They came to support Wawrinka. They're on the verge of a celebration. It is 3 match points.
Assuming that he's going to go for a huge serve.
Oh, it's a double.
Oh my!
He's challenged.
Clearly long. Wow.
What does he do now? Slider? He loves the big one down the tee.
He does love the big one down the tee.
Second match point. He's got it. He believed it. 9 years of playing main draws in the majors. This is 36th. Another wonderful handshake. Stan Wawrinka has got through to his first singles Grand Slam final. It could still be an all-Swiss affair come Sunday night. Half the job done, and very well done.
Yeah, what a great match by both players, I have to say. Wow, disbelief. Amazing, amazing scenes. He really well deserved by Stan Wawrinka.
He's been in a Wimbledon final. Berdych. He's now completed the set of at least semi-finals in all of the Grand Slams. He's had a wonderful tournament.
Yeah, excellent, excellent tournament. He's won his first match ever on the Rod Laver Arena against David Ferrer in the quarterfinals. Of course, made his first semis here. So Stanislas Wawrinka has 2 days off. How sweet are those 2 days going to be?
Yes. Yes, and Stan again was the man. Jim Courier awaits with the questions. What a feeling, what a moment. Wasn't an over celebration either, but pure delight for a man who's really worked so hard to maximize. They too, and the crowd, played their part. Magnus Norman, I'll let you stand up and you win the title.
Exactly. He has the right idea, though. Not come this far, not playing this game.
Stan, well done. You're into your first major final. What does it mean to you to be able to play here for the title on Sunday night?
Wow. I don't know what to say. I'm speechless. It's amazing. I'm so happy to be here right now, to win that match, to make my first final here in Grand Slam. You know, I'm working every day to try to win matches. Didn't expect to make a final in a Grand Slam, and tonight it's happening, so I'm just really happy.
At match point, as you won the match, you looked up to your coaches and you pointed to your head. What was going on in your head at that moment?
Yeah, you know, my coach Magnus and Severin, they helped me a lot since many years, and really happy. You know, we start with Magnus only April last year, make first semi-final in US Open. Now making the first final here, it's just amazing. We work every day. Seve is helping me a lot also, and they both push me a lot to improve, try to improve, and always fight on the court, try every point, and that's why I won tonight.
And what was the key for you tonight? It was such a close match, 3 tie breaks. I mean, what did you do well to get over the line?
Well, I think I play really aggressive. It's important against him to take the advantage as soon as you can during the rallies, and yeah, I was serving well and trying to really play aggressive. He's a really good player, really tough to beat. He's playing so fast from the baseline and good serve. So for myself, I was focused on what I was doing.
Well, we'll be focused on Sunday night, potentially for the first time, an all-Swiss final. Would you like to see that?
Yeah, for sure. It will be amazing, you know. Roger is the best player ever. He texted me last night saying that he was really happy that first time there's two Swiss guys in semi-final. I told him, for you it's normal, for me it's not normal. So, you know, what is for sure, it's now I'm gonna really enjoy. I'm gonna watch the match tomorrow in front of my TV, maybe with some popcorn and something else. But I have 2 days to first enjoy and then get ready for the first final.
You have a young daughter. Does she watch you play? Is she aware of what you're achieving here this week?
She more wants that I lose, because when I lose, I can come back home. So she don't really realize what that means to win or to lose. She just know that when I lost, I can come back. So I'm sorry, I have to stay 4 more days, but...
That's all right. She's going to see you Monday, win or lose. Congratulations. This is really exciting to see you play this well. Well done. Stan Wawrinka.
Yes, it really was. And let's not forget Samuel Beckett. No matter, try again, fail better. Well, he failed brilliantly tonight. He won. Can he win the title, Mats?
Oh, I definitely think so. He's beaten Djokovic, of course, finally after 14 losses in a row. He's made his first Grand Slam final. No one knows how he's going to react. He's most probably going to play the best match of his life in the Grand Slam final, the way that he talks about Magnus Norman and Severin Luthi, how they push him to be even better every day and work hard. So I think you never know how people react when they get to their first Grand Slam final, but because I think he's going to be very positive, although we have seen Roger Federer and him play matches where he hasn't showed up at all, Wawrinka. But that's the Wawrinka of old. I do believe that both Nadal and Federer know that this is a very tough opponent in the finals.
And of course, their match, 7:30 tomorrow night, 8:30. In Britain in the morning, 9:30 CET. We know you'll be there for that, and you've also got the women's doubles final to look forward to. Sara Errani, Roberta Vinci, the top seeds, against Makadova and Vesnina of Russia, the third seeds. That's 4 o'clock, not before 4 o'clock after a mixed semi-final. That's 5 o'clock in the morning on British time, 6 o'clock CET. And then it's the biggie, the other semi, of course, Nadal, Federer. Who are you picking for that one, Matt?
Well, according to looking at how they played the last 2 matches, I would say that Federer is most probably played better tennis than Nadal. But then again, of course, the head-to-head is in favor of Rafael Nadal. So a tough match to pick, obviously, but a great match it's going to be.
So that's it. The stats. And Wawrinka through to his first major final in 3 hours and 31 minutes. 1 point in it, as Mats is pointing out. Amazing. But those all-important points, the key. And of course, something else to look forward to. He's 3 times former champion, Mats Wilander, in his own show, Game, Set and Mats. A little look back and a little look ahead.
We're going to look back and a look ahead, yes.
Should be a lot of fun. Love to have your company for that as well. It's been a special tournament on both sides of the draw.
It really has. It's so fun when obviously it's so fun to have Djokovic and Murray and Nadal and Federer on the men's side always make it through because they play these classic matches. But once we have these upsets and these unexpected finalists, you have to say that this is as much fun. And great for the game. Great on the women's side as well to have a couple of new faces. Eugenie Bouchard, of course, in the semis, a Canadian 19-year-old. Lina in the finals for the 3rd time. Agnieszka Radwanska going out. Cibulkova from Slovakia, a fiery 5'3" player in the finals.